Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to visit with us here at Quantum Franchise Group. My name is William. I'm the president of Quantum Franchise Group, and I lead an amazing team of people across the United States who spend every day helping aspiring business owners to make that dream of entrepreneurship a reality through franchise ownership. And this is the first of a series of videos that we're going to do introducing you to some of the folks who work with us here at Quantum Franchise Group. Super excited about this. I could not ask for a better team of people to spend day after day working with. These are all amazing folks who do great, great work, and I'm excited to introduce them to you. And we're going to begin this series by introducing you to one of our franchise development agents, Chris Tucker from New Jersey. And you're going to spend the next few minutes getting to know all about Chris, his approach to helping candidates find the right franchise, and what you can expect with him if you choose to begin this process with him. So, Chris, good to have you here.
Hi, William.
All right. Well, Chris, we've got a series of questions that we're going to dive into here. And I want to kick it off just by asking you to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. I'm Chris Tucker and a father of three children. I'm a soccer player, I'm a trail runner, and I'm a franchise consultant with the Quantum Franchise Group. I have a unique background as a former franchisee, having owned a wellness studio for 5 years. Before that, I spent 20 years in technology sales in corporate America. And that gave me a deep understanding of both the corporate and the entrepreneurial worlds, which I now help guide professionals looking to transition into business ownership.
All right. And where are you located, Chris?
I'm on Long Island in New York.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So you've been on quite a journey through your life, entrepreneurship. You've done a lot of different things. So what led you to become a franchise consultant?
My own experience as a franchise candidate, as a franchisee, played a big role. As owner of a wellness studio, I ramped up operations quickly, reached profitability in February 2020. And then a month later, COVID struck. So it forced my studio to close for 100 days. That experience taught me a lot of hard lessons about business ownership. In 2024, I made the tough decision to exit my franchise, realizing that it wasn't the right fit for me. But during my journey, I worked with a franchise consultant who helped me navigate the process of buying a franchise. Reflecting on that, I realized I could do this even better for others, helping corporate professionals find the right business opportunity for them based on their strengths, goals, lifestyle aspirations. As both a former franchise candidate and franchisee, I learned a lot of mistakes, or excuse me, I learned a lot and I made a lot of mistakes and can make sure the franchise candidates I guide through this process don't make the same ones.
Love it. Yeah. You went through an interesting convergence of events here with number one, making not the best choice for yourself when it comes to franchise ownership, but then also doing that right at the beginning of a global pandemic. I mean, my goodness, your story is somewhat similar to mine. I started a travel agency franchise 6 months before the pandemic started, and same thing, got off to a great start, and then the whole world shut down for 2 years, and it really just all around the world, people from all different walks of life just had to rethink life and work and what's important and what's not and what they would do differently, post pandemic. So I'm impressed with your resilience and how you've been able to turn those negative experiences into a way to really help people and make some significant change in the world. If you don't mind me asking, what were some of the things that you saw in your franchise experience that showed you that this was not the best match for you? And how will you be able to leverage that in helping other candidates?
Good question. Yeah, so I went down the road with two concepts to Discovery Day. One was fish window cleaning, and one was Stretch Lab. and I could have bought an existing business in fish window cleaning that was already profitable, or buy into uh, a franchise concept that didn't yet have a franchised studio location open. And a guy from technology sales, given what I ended up moving forward with a stretch lab. And, like in the end, um, going through this experience, not having the body work experience under me, given this new modality that was coming to the market through Stretch Lab, um, I realized that if I was a personal trainer, if I was a physical therapist, if I was a chiropractor, this would be a great supplemental business to be a part of. But being a technology sales guy, I always needed someone else, a partner to do this business with, and I could never find that right partner. Hired a number of GMs along the way. And so in the end, and going through the pandemic and everything, like all of this, you just kind of add it all up, and it's like, yeah, it was kind of like round peg, square hole. So when
Mhm.
I look back at the process that I went through, I would, if I was the franchise candidate, then this is pre-pandemic, so right, like that was a whole separate thing. But like I would have just encouraged that candidate to move forward with the first step in the entrepreneurial journey, which is the more conservative play here, the simpler play here, not such a big jump. And
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to working with franchise candidates to do what they feel comfortable with and to make sure that they're starting their entrepreneurial more like like maybe it's not that passion project like it was with me with Stretch Lab, but it's more a conservative business. So I would think I'd be better at kind of moving me through the process to get me to that other concept that was just a better fit, but just through encouragement and asking questions, but not telling them what to do.
Yeah, I like that. And sometimes that's the best approach for folks to take more of a bridge builder approach to their passion project. Some folks may be in a good spot where they can jump right into that passion project and make it work, be incredibly successful. But other folks, especially first-time business owners, first-time business investors, sometimes it makes more sense to start building a bridge and focusing first on a very solid, very strong performing franchise that may not be their passion project, but it introduces them to the world of business ownership. It helps them build that capital that they need to really invest in that passion project down the road. So um, it's good that you discovered that, and I know you'll be able to help a lot of folks with that. Chris, one of the things that I hear a lot whenever I have introduction calls with folks who are thinking about franchise ownership is they'll kind of push back a little bit and they'll say, well, why a franchise? I mean, I'm going to have to pay a franchise fee. I'm going to have to pay royalties. I'm going to have to follow the terms of the franchise agreement, or I could just go out and start a business all on my own and do it that way. So, from your perspective, having been a franchise owner and everything you've been through since then, what do you believe are the biggest benefits of franchise ownership? Why would you encourage someone to consider franchise ownership versus an independent startup?
Well, for me, getting into a business, I didn't have the concept, I didn't have the idea. I was really an individual contributor in my corporate life. And so it would be a much bigger challenge for me to try and get to business ownership without it being a franchise or a business opportunity. So just that, it's a proven system that you get to be a part of to build this business. And I think like in terms of like the biggest benefits that I've discovered um, through this process and by becoming a business owner, it's really the freedom, the time, and the purpose that I learned how different it would be as a business owner versus in corporate America. So, unlike a corporate job, owning a business gives you control over your life, the freedom to operate on your own terms, the time to focus on what truly matters, both personally and professionally, and a purpose that aligns with your goals and your passions. Living life this way is an incredible gift. Instead of building someone else's dream, you're building your own. Franchising offers a proven system and support structure, allowing aspiring business owners to get started and succeed without having to build from scratch. As Mark Twain said, the two most important days in your life are the days are the day that you are born and the day you find out why. I love helping my candidates live their why as they take this exciting step into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I love that quote from Mark Twain. Great, great quote. And, I have three mantras that people hear me saying over and over and over again. The first one is, I believe that business ownership is the best path toward personal fulfillment and professional fulfillment and just enjoying life. And my second mantra is the moment that you prove to yourself that you can earn an income without a boss, you become invincible. You really do. Something changes inside of you the minute that happens. And then the third mantra is that franchising is the safest, most predictable path toward business ownership for a whole variety of reasons. And I know you share those beliefs as well. So let's talk a little bit about quantum. There are a lot of franchise brokers and consultants out there. There's a lot of different directions you could have gone in choosing this career path for yourself. What is it about Quantum Franchise Group that is different from other franchise consulting firms, and why did you choose to be a part of this crazy team?
Because you.
Oh, come on now, brother.
At Quantum Franchise Group, we take the matchmaking process very seriously, and that starts with you. Um, so since 2023, our candidates have been awarded 37 franchise units across 9 industries. We have a strong track record of matching candidates with the right opportunities. We're proud members of the Franchise Brokers Association that represents over 800 concepts across 37 different categories. And Quantum Franchise Group has been recognized as a top performing brokerage and $1 million producer. Our team undergoes extensive training with 200 plus hours of franchise education, ensuring that we provide the best guidance for our franchise candidates. And our process is comprehensive. We don't just present franchise options, we guide our candidates through an in-depth discovery process, starting with the entrepreneurial assessment. And this identifies your core values and priorities, your preferred work style and company culture, strengths, competencies, and areas of focus, your emotional and social intelligence, and the stage of growth that's best suited for you. This ensures we match you with a franchise that aligns with their personality, goals, vision, and their future.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, first of all, for your kind words about, quantum. It was very important to me, and I had to keep my head from getting too big here while you were speaking. But no, this isn't about me. I'm one of an amazing team of 16 people here, and the thing that I love about the work we do here is that we take an integrity first approach in everything that we do. There are other franchise organizations and franchise brokers out there who unfortunately, they're more focused on the financial benefits and the commissions we earn and things like that. Whereas here at Quantum, we're really focused on what is in the best interest of everyone that we work with, and everyone on our team is deeply committed to that ethic, including yourself. And I'm really happy that you're a part of our team. And I appreciate you walking us through that process that someone goes through. There are folks out there who, when they think about franchising, they think, well, I've got the money in the bank. I can just call up a franchise and say, hey, where do I send the check? What do I sign to buy a franchise? And they really misunderstand this point that franchising is an award process. It's not just a transaction. It's not like walking onto a car dealership lot and driving off with your new Toyota Tacoma. This is a very detailed, very thorough process that both parties go through to evaluate one another to make sure that both parties are making the best decision for the company, but also for the candidate. And I know that you're very committed to guiding your candidates all the way through that process, step by step, staying with them all the way through the award process. So that I think that's not only what sets Quantum apart from other organizations, but that's what sets Chris Tucker apart from a lot of other franchise consultants out there. So, what advice would you give? And I know that you have a lot of personal experience that you can draw from here in addition to the training that you've been through. But what advice would you give to someone who's considering franchising, but really isn't sure if it's the right fit for them?
Um, well, I would say the journey starts with a 10-minute entrepreneurial assessment that we do. They click a link, they answer a few questions, it takes about 10 minutes, and then we discuss that report that we get back and we validate that together. We explore the franchise opportunities that align with their goals. I introduce them to the franchisors, help them prep for calls, guide them all the way from the initial conversations with them to launching their business. So my role as a franchise consultant is to educate, support, and help them make informed decisions. And the best part is that it comes at no cost to the candidate. And the only way that I'm compensated is if they are awarded a territory and then decide to invest for themselves. So does that answer your question, or do you want a different?
Yeah, no, that's good. It's a deeper dive into the process. And everybody's going to come into this franchise exploration with their guard up, not really knowing if this is the right thing. They're going to come in with a lot of questions. They're also going to come in a lot of cases, they're going to come in as a blank slate, not really knowing what this franchising world is all about. They know what a franchise is. They drive past them on their way to work and they can recognize them, but they don't really know the intricacies of how it works and the benefits of franchise ownership. So this process that you guide your candidates through really helps them to get a very clear conviction about whether or not franchise ownership is the best path for them. And the reality is a good percentage of our candidates kind of bow out of the process about halfway through, and maybe they decide to take another W-2 job or some other life direction in their life. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Franchising isn't for everyone. Business ownership isn't for everyone. But I do believe, and I don't know if you share this as well, but I do believe that business ownership is right for more people um, than they may realize. I think there's a lot of folks out there who struggle in their day jobs. They struggle in corporate America. They struggle having a boss. They struggle going to a toxic workplace every day, and they really dislike that part of their life. But they were raised to believe this is what you do. You get out of school, you get a job, you work for 30, 40 years, and then you retire and get the gold watch if they even do that anymore and then sit on a front porch and sit in your rocking chair until they put you 6 feet under. So many of us have been raised with that's just what you do in life. And I think there are a lot of folks out there who are better suited for business ownership than they are for employment. They just don't realize it yet. And it's when they engage in these conversations with folks like you that they realize, oh my goodness, there is another way forward. There is another way to live my life and do work that matters to me and be in control of my life and build a legacy and all these great things that come with business ownership. So it's the process that kind of pulls those layers back and helps people see that there is something different for them out there. So
So,
yeah. All right. Well, hey, you do great work. We all do great work. We love this opportunity to really help people change their lives and begin living the lives they deserve to live, doing the work that they love to do. So, any last thoughts that you would have for our viewers here before we wrap it up?
well, I mean, yeah, I'd say first, if you're a franchise can or even before you're a franchise candidate, if you're just thinking about it, is like don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. The key is to take a structured, informed approach and understand what type of business aligns with your strengths, lifestyle goals, and financial situation. So this is the process that we take you through, and this awareness that is created through this. And like you said, some move forward and some don't. But why not, take the next step and move forward? And that's exactly why I created a free resource, my ebook, Franchising Your Path to Freedom. It's designed to help you understand the franchise model and evaluate if it's the right step for you. So I encourage you to download it and start exploring possibilities.
Love it. Yeah. And when we get this posted up to our YouTube channel, we will have a link to Chris's landing page with his ebook. All of those resources, we'll have that down in the description of the video so those who are watching can begin this journey with you. But all right, well, Chris, thanks so much for taking some time to sit and chat with me about this. And for those of you who are watching who are really feeling like it's time to make that exit out of corporate America, out of your day job, and really begin building something for yourself, you've got a great guy right here who's going to help you through that process. I want to encourage you to reach out to Chris at franchisewithchris.com and begin the conversation. Chris, thanks so much. Appreciate it, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you.